Hello, 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 everyone. This is Big Baby Ben.
And this is Judas Black here tonight, guys. And tonight we are discussing Survivor Series predictions. Also, we're going to go over the show coming up December 7th for MCW at Skydive Chicago, and also talk about the Hall of Honor and Wrestling with Bros Chop Sessions and an interview coming up at the most recent show that we'll be doing on December 7th.
So much going on in the wrestling world. 2 weekends back to back. One weekend we got Survivor Series War Games. Next weekend we run our live podcast up at MCW. But this MCW event, we're going to go ahead and open up with it, Judas, because it's such a big deal. I'm going to go ahead and throw on that match card video for all the fans to see.
There it is. Yes. Ooh, I got FXB and Lizard Man. And the War God's got a pretty good chance. Mercer's a wild card, though. Yeah, Juice King's getting up there, man. He's getting up there.
Oh,
and
there's
our boy,
our boy.
both of them. I mean, both those guys right there, man.
Yeah.
A&B and Xavier Sky. And don't forget that December 7th, 2024 is the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital Toy Drive at MCW Live Pro Wrestling Skydive Chicago, guys. Right there in front of you.
Such a major event, such an important event. For if you're an MCW fan, be at this show. If you're not an MCW fan, be at this show.
And I gotta say, man, the most exciting thing that's happened here, I was talking to you about the T-shirts we're possibly going to be bringing to the show for the children, and I was at Joann's Fabric and I bought some shirts, stuff for that show. But also, when I got up there and I checked out, the lady said, "Would you like to donate 94 cents to even yourself out to $17 for St. Jude's Children's Hospital?" I had no choice but to say yes, because I just felt like that was like something telling me, "Hey, bro, you need to donate that 94 cents." So I went ahead and did that. Also coming up, not just MCW St. Jude's on December 7th, December 5th and 6th, WLLR St. Jude's Radiothon to raise money for the kids. An opportunity for you to donate once a month. $20, guys. Once a month, $20. That's less than $1 a day a month to be able to help the kids out. Every year you can donate once a month, $20, help the kids out. And now December 7th, you have the opportunity to donate toys, enjoy a good wrestling show, some amazing matches, some high-profile superstars that are there to make the kids happy. They'll be delivering them toys themselves. They're there to give you a great show and make the kids happy at the same time.
Absolutely. St. Jude, such a big deal. Wrestling Bros, a major supporter of that foundation and MCW. But, recently we started this new thing in Wrestling Bros, this new awesome thing that got over 1.5K on all our platforms. So we're going to keep it going. It's called Chop Sessions. And I got the footage of the first Chop Sessions, and then we're going to show who's doing the next Chop Sessions.
All right. Ben wants to take a chop from the apex, top of the food chain.
Ready? Yes, sir. All right.
Oh!
How'd that feel, big baby?
It was an honor to take the chop from me.
I absolutely love watching that video over and over again. It's funny as hell. You've taken chops from me before, but that chop from Apex, man, you definitely, I could see you felt that. But Apex promising a comeback because he was told by the top tier guys that he just did not hit you hard enough, that he just didn't do it good enough. But I think coming up this coming Saturday, December 7th, we have this man, and Big Baby going to pull the picture up here, Frank the Tank, FXB, the Black Sheep, coming on Wrestling with Bros Chop Sessions. We'll also be doing a live interview at the show with this man. I think he's going to get the job done. I think Big Baby is definitely going to feel that chop. Same as myself. This man definitely has some power behind him. We've seen him at the shows. We've seen him in a ton of matches. This is going to be one for the books. I think Big Baby's going to regret this decision.
I will never regret creating chop sessions with you. That is one of our best creations in Wrestling with Bros. A lot of the fans enjoy it. The wrestlers are starting to want to come on and chop us. So, can't wait for that. But we move into WWE. I know everyone likes when we talk independent wrestling, and we love talking independent more than we love talking pro. Let's be serious. But this is a big Survivor War Games. This is a major, major card. And we're going to dive right into the match that everybody's going to want to watch. Everybody's going to want to see. The original Bloodline with the returning Paul Heyman, as we saw with CM Punk, versus Bloodline 2.0 and Bronson Reed.
Man, the Bloodline 2.0, they were pretty damn dominant before, with having Jacob Fatu, the Samoan Werewolf, just an absolute dominant monster in the ring. We've seen him take some of the nastiest moves from superstars. Johnny Gargano doing that backflip and jumping up and flipping Fatu back on his head, and Fatu bounced back and just right out of that and just grabbed Gargano up in a Samoan drop and dropped him, and they did that nasty backflip splash off the top, sealing the win for the Bloodline for their first tag team titles. And then you add the monster Bronson Reed. You factor him now into this Bloodline 2.0. The original Bloodline was dominant during their time within that first run that they had, that time that Roman Reigns was champion for 1,316 days, and the Usos over 600 days as tag team champions. But now that they face a threat, a force that they've never came across, a fake bloodline, someone threatening their very existence. So they knew that they had to come back together to fix this, to straighten this out, and to make the Bloodline whole once again. And then on last Friday night, we get Paul Heyman. My name is Paul Heyman.
Crowd goes nuts.
Survivor Series War Games 4 on 5 does not work. But 5 on 5. And he pointed his finger. And I thought we were getting Brock Lesnar's music. Honestly, that's what I thought. But then the music for CM Punk, I was like, what the fuck? Like, never in my wildest dreams would I have thought that CM Punk would join the Bloodline. But it makes sense. When you put the math together, CM Punk was originally a Paul Heyman guy. Paul Heyman was originally his tribal chief, his wise man. His wise man in this game, not tribal chief, excuse me on that, was his wise man.
You can call CM Punk the tribal chief. That's okay.
No, I call Paul Heyman the tribal chief. Do not ever try to twist my words. I would not call CM Punk a tribal chief. The wise man was originally CM Punk's wise man. And so CM Punk saw that his wise man had been attacked, had been beaten down, and put through an announce table. So he's seen this as an opportunity to get back at the guys that had attacked his wise man. So honestly, I'm loving it. I'm digging it. When you see the power and the difference between the two teams, Bloodline 2.0 definitely has a lot more monster power. But when it comes to the legendary status of guys that have time under their belt, time in the ring, the experience, the knowledge. The bloodline, the original OG bloodline, definitely has the knowledge advantage. So it's knowledge versus power right now, and we've seen them win last year. They won last year. So can they do it again at Survivor Series 2024?
But here's the big thing here, the difference between last year and this year. This year, the Bloodline has another veteran in their corner, and I know you're not a fan, but you gotta admit, since the man's came back to WWE, he's done his job and he's done it good. CM Punk with the Bloodline, but then you add in Bronson Reed to the other Bloodline. And like you said, the power game. You got Jacob Fatu, you got Solo, you got Bronson Reed. Tama Tonga is really not a powerhouse. He's just Tasmanian devil. I don't know what's going on there, but
I'm sorry, but for me personally, the Tongans, they suck. They suck. They don't speak dominant to me. Like, I don't think I've seen one situation where they have dominated anybody since being in WWE. You know, when you got Tongans versus Samoans, I see power with the Samoans. I see dominance. These Tongans have not proved that to me yet. They have not showed me any sense of dominance. I mean, the only reason they retained their tag team titles while they did was with help from Bloodline 2.0. They got beat by a brand new tag team because, I mean, yeah, granted, Jey Uso helped with that victory, but the Motorhead Machine Guns, is that what they are?
Motor City Hit Machine Guns.
Motor City Machine Guns proved that they deserved those titles on their very first night in the ring, on their very first title defense, an opportunity to grab those titles. And honestly, I think the WWE did the right thing by taking those titles out of the factor. They didn't need those titles for this Bloodline versus Bloodline feud to happen. The titles didn't need to be there. So for them to pull those titles out and let those titles be defended elsewhere in a different storyline made plenty of sense for me. Now, you know, the Bloodline versus Bloodline 2.0, you got pros and cons on both sides. And honestly, if Solo Sikoa didn't have Bronson Reed, and if Solo Sikoa didn't have Jacob Fatu, he wouldn't be dominant at all. I don't think there's one moment I've seen since Roman made his return where Solo has dominated Roman without help from the rest of the Bloodline.
And mainly it's Jacob Fatu coming in for the save here. I just want to point that out.
Absolutely. And, you know, Jacob Fatu, I foresee Jacob Fatu turning on Solo Sikoa because of the simple fact Solo Sikoa, after Jacob Fatu won those tag team titles for the Bloodline, he made Jacob Fatu give that title up to the other Tongan. That's not going to sit well forever with Jacob Fatu. There's been several times I've pointed out myself where Jacob Fatu is behind Solo Sikoa and he's eyeballing Solo. And it is not that you are my tribal chief. I love you, Solo. I love you. It's staring him down, staring a hole in Solo Sikoa. So, honestly, Jacob Fatu would have made a better tribal chief for the Bloodline 2.0. But you know what? I'm super excited. I'm super pumped. Me, honestly, I want to see a match between Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu. That match would be off the charts for me. I'm tired of all this other nonsense. You know, Solo Sikoa trying to be a Bloodline tribal chief when he was never assigned that role. That role was assigned to Roman Reigns by the elders, his father and his uncle. Why is Solo trying to be a fake ass tribal chief? And now your bloodline doesn't even make up 100% Samoans. And don't get me wrong, neither does Romans now. But you've got Bronson Reed, and everybody who keeps trying to say Bronson Reed is Samoan. He is not. He's Australian. Look it up. He's Australian. And don't get me wrong, he looks Samoan. He plays the part very, very well. But he is Australian. So, and then you got the Tongans. They're not even part of the Samoan heritage. So, in reality, Roman's team has more Samoans on it than Solos does.
So there's a factor that we haven't brought up yet. There's, one missing key, and I think it could really screw Roman. That's the final boss.
Yeah, the final boss, The Rock. I honestly don't know what's going to happen with that because he's supposed to face Roman at the next WrestleMania, but several sources are saying that he's not going to be available for that. So
I've read that.
Yeah, it's just kind of a back and forth. Who knows what's going to happen?
So predictions for that match. Mine is the OTC with the pin and the win.
Yeah, I am honestly going to have to go with you on that. The original Bloodline, I would love to see pick up a victory. The only way Bloodline 2.0 wins is if there's some kind of an interference.
And, we move into the next War Games match, and, it's kind of intriguing, and it's kind of not. We got Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Naomi, and Bayley versus Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, and Candice LeRae.
I'm kind of bent with this one. Liv Morgan's always going to be my girl. No matter whether she's heel or face. It's kind of like with Roman. Roman was my guy. I followed him through his heel phase, his baby phase, his heel phase, his baby phase. So I'm going to have to go with Liv's team on this. I think that the heels are going to pick up the victory just because it's going to keep on building this rivalry between Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan. That's really the biggest focus on this.
But does Rhea Ripley take the pin?
No. Honestly, we're kind of keeping Tiffany Stratton on the lowdown right now until she makes that cash in. So honestly, she has the least to lose at this current moment. I think that Tiffany Stratton is taking the pin.
Tiffy Time takes the pin. You just heard the prediction from Judas. My prediction here is, I'm a Bayley fan. I've always loved me some Bayley. The fact that she was added in this scenario, I'm kind of excited that she's in something. I think that the baby faces pick up the W. I love me some heels, but I just for some reason, I think Rhea Ripley hits a riptide. But I do predict Tiffy Time cashes in at Survivor Series on Nia Jax.
Okay. All right. Well, there's some good predictions.
So now we got Gunther versus Damian Priest for the World Heavyweight Championship.
I got Priest picking up on that. They're building Priest, man. Gunther has a lot going for him, but he's trying to be dominant and pushy with Damian Priest. And Damian Priest is not sitting down quietly. Gunther has never dealt with somebody like Damian Priest. Damian Priest is he calls himself a street thug. He's dominant. He's powerful. Gunther gave it his all last Monday on Monday Night Raw. He gave it his all. He beat the shit out of Damian Priest. Damian Priest popped back up and put Gunther through an announce table. Like, it doesn't get more dominant than that, brother. I know you say Gunther's retaining. I don't see it. I see, Damian Priest picking up the victory and recapturing the world championship.
As you just heard from Judas, my prediction has already been said by Judas. The ring general Gunther, Damian Priest is no joke. We can say that. I can say that. Am I a bigger fan of Gunther? Yeah. Do I think Damian Priest gets the W here? Absolutely. Yes, he does. If they're pushing him right now, he gets the W. If they decide last minute to not push him, Gunther's going to keep the title. But I have to admit, Gunther is boring right now. He's boring. He's dull. He's boring. His excitement, they used him too much in the Intercontinental Championship run. His dominance has already been shown, so his world title run is just kind of
Yeah, and back when before he became world champion, you were like, oh, he needs the world title. They need to push him, and they did all that with the Intercontinental Championship. He's just really not got a storyline going right now. It's the same thing with, they're kind of pushing the Intercontinental title, like, consistently. But what the hell's going on with the U.S. Championship? We've had one match in weeks. One match. And that was at the last pay-per-view. Why are we not pushing this U.S. Championship? Every time we get a new champion, it gets buried.
I mean, there was that little storyline. They did return Shinsuke Nakamura and have him jump LA Knight. So that does set up Shinsuke Nakamura versus LA Knight at Survivor Series for the U.S. Championship. But I do see your point. It's not been defended in 4 weeks, and now it's pay-per-view time. It's being defended. But
and it's the same thing, though. It's the same thing.
Random match.
LA Knight is the current champion. Shinsuke Nakamura was the last champion, like the last one that was in line when it was boring, when there was nothing going on. So what, we're going to put the belt back on Shinsuke Nakamura to shove it aside again? It doesn't sit right with me. This U.S. title, and now everybody knows WWE has now officially introduced a women's Intercontinental Championship and a women's United States Championship, which is great. It's what we wanted. We wanted to see this. But is there going to be time to do that? Is there going to be time to have more championship belts on a show that's already crammed full of matches?
Yeah.
So.
And, we move into the last match of the night because we both want to watch Friday Night SmackDown tonight. Sorry, everybody. But, Intercontinental title on the line, like you was just saying. But, Braun Breaker versus Sheamus versus Ludwig Kaiser. Take Ludwig Kaiser out. I just texted you that a couple days ago. That's a bore fest.
No, honestly, to me, I think we need this. These three guys keep going head to head to head every week, jumping each other, beating each other down. We need to silence this once and for all. Sheamus versus Ludwig versus Braun Breaker. Winner comes out on top, holding the Intercontinental Championship.
Sheamus.
It also gives Sheamus the opportunity to shine and put Ludwig Kaiser down for good, along with Braun Breaker. Honestly, yes, I agree with you. I think Sheamus needs that title. Sheamus
has never won it yet.
Has never won the Intercontinental Championship. He needs that opportunity. He needs it. This man doesn't have many more years left under his belt. He deserves to hold that title at least one time before he goes out. And, honestly, me personally, I think he deserves to hold a world title again one more time. He came in, became the champion. He leaves, becoming the main champion to close out his career and hang up his boots. So, absolutely, absolutely.
And, one more time, NCW, December 7th, not only do we get this man on Chop Sessions where me and Judas Black take a chop from the Black Sheep, we get a live interview, sit down with FXB at the show. And it's the Toy Drive, one of the biggest shows of the year for MCW. Also, you just saw my man, Judas Black, show the new merch, Wrestling with Bros hoodies out now. Hit us up if you're looking to get one.
Taylor's
Here's-
Graphic Design Creations, also Happy Cup Creations. Guys, both these companies are going to be helping us with different types of merch, getting the
Yep.
stuff out there. If you want something, please let us know. You know, we're going to bring a couple samples to the show for the kids to be able to either purchase or give away, whatever we decide to do at that time. But you will see some of that, as well as we'll be doing our Hall of Honor session. Guys, we are looking forward to MCW December 7th, Skydive Chicago. $20 at the door, $10 for kids, 6 and under is free. Like always, guys, bring a toy, make Christmas merrier for the St. Jude's children.
Absolutely. This has been Big Baby Ben.
This is Judas Black, guys, and you know that it is that